Well, the first day of the conference was very successful. So much so that more Scientologists had to come in to enjoy the fun. Here's Matt Bracci from Washington, D.C. Matt was joined by this fellow who we think might be a private investigator. Of course, the person I enjoyed meeting the most was the ever-inquisitive Reverend John Carmichael.
I would be interested to know about a lot of things. I'd like to know about what Ralph Dorian revealed to Bob Minton about the Church of Scientology.
We all would like to know that.
Well, why don't we get Bob Minton to talk about it?
I'd like to know why.
We're talking about the internet, what he says on the internet. I'd like to know about that stuff,
well,
you know?
Okay.
And I'd like to know about, I'd like to know about,
I would
like to know from Jesse Prince, for instance, whether he really does have an outstanding warrant for statutory rape in Illinois.
Cool.
I mean, these are questions I'd like to ask. But there's a lot of them, Mark, so let me ask.
I have a simple one.
You convince him to answer those questions in public.
I will ask.
We'll talk.
We'll show the tape to him. We'll try to get those answers for you. I just want to know why Priscilla Coates now has been introduced twice, and you have not given her a round of applause with the rest of the audience. I mean, you even dined with her yesterday at her own table.
Well, you know, I sat down first on that one, and I can only say that since she was involved in the old can instrumentally, then she must have been involved in the abuses that the old Cult Awareness Network was involved in.
But wouldn't you like to just, thank her now officially for all the fine work she's done over the years?
What, for promoting deprogrammings and illegal activities? I hardly think that's something that anybody really wants to thank her for, but maybe there's somebody who wants to do that. You're making these statements, and you're asking me these questions, and you're giving me a chance to talk in public.
Absolutely.
I don't think everybody wants to be involved. I don't think anybody wants to really talk about Jesse Prince's oral sex with...
Well, that's a good point. You mentioned that to me yesterday. I told everybody about that comment you told me yesterday.
Did you ask Jesse about it?
I talked to everybody.
Ask Jesse about it.
Everybody hates Jesse now because you said that, and we've decided to disband FactNet. And
did you ask Jesse about it?
Bob has thrown it away.
You didn't.
Yeah, Bob.
You didn't ask. You didn't even ask him. But see, you're probably assuming that I'm not telling the truth. But ask Jesse. Ask Bobby.
Okay.
Ask Bobby to ask Jesse.
All right.
Ask him, okay?
I gotta talk to you right now about the session coming right up.
I gotta talk to Arnie.
I think we should talk right now.
You do?
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
I really think so.
Wait. Why?
Because they're doing stuff.
I know.
That they invaded the ex-members session.
Yeah.
For ex-members only.
Yeah, Frank just
and they have
told me.
a lawyer with them.
Frank just told me.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I want you to know.
Well, I know that. I'm not doing anything illegal.
Frank's saying they're going to try and get thrown out.
What?
Frank's saying they're going to try and get thrown out.
The Scientologists tried to videotape one of the seminars and had their videotape confiscated.
But nevertheless, the sponsoring organization has the right to establish rules of conduct at the conference, and one of our rules is no unauthorized tape recording.
Just as rock conference.
Exactly.
Which means, of course, they will try it today, and that's why they brought the attorney.
Well,
they can bring an attorney. So what?
The reason I brought the attorney, what happened is, to make a long story short, we finally persuaded her to give the tape to the police officer. He filed a report and took the tape to the police department. So they brought the lawyer. The lawyer first went up to the police officer with Maureen and said, I'm her attorney and I want my client's tape back. And the police officer said, this is not the time or the place. You got to go to the police department. Yeah. And I don't know if they did that or not. So that's why they brought the lawyer in. Well, now they got the lawyer here. They're going to do
might as well use him. Yeah. Maybe they'll try the world's record of putting a new organization out of business. I wouldn't be surprised if we need more seats in here. I think this is going to be the best attended workshop yet.
It was certainly well attended by Scientologists. Here the Italian stallion joins Maureen O'Keefe.
Mark's so friendly.
I am friendly. I'm a nice fellow.
I'm Susan Morgan from Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm here because I just recently lost a case in Providence Superior Court against a dentist who fired me for refusing to take courses in Hubbard Management Technology.
Scientologists cannot guarantee my children's safety. They cannot guarantee my mother's safety unless I just stop my speech, because my speech is damaging to them. And it probably was. They're not used to having people giving them the metaphorical finger over and over and over again. It encourages more people to think freely and to criticize freely, and they don't like that. That's why they have packed this meeting with at least, I think, 3, 4, 5 of them. more than any other group here, I'm sure, any other meeting, because we are the enemies. The internet is their Vietnam. It's the Hydra with 20,000 heads. Well,
I'll hold anything back, Brady.
I was in the cult of Scientology for 16 years, and you know, I had this indoctrination, and man, when I got on that computer and I saw Zemu, you know, evil galactic overlord coming to your home soon, you know, just what people were saying about it, and that people were even just saying anything about it at all was just so over the top for me. I literally sat in that cyber cafe with tears streaming down my face.
Some people may feel here in this room that we've been a little bit harsh towards the Church of Scientology. I would like you to know that there is a continuing, ongoing and cordial relationship between us and most of the gentlemen in here. Not only that, the Church of Scientology in Washington, D.C. has written me in the last month 2 additional letters requesting that I buy more books, take some courses, you know, so, you know, it's all, you know, we try to keep on a friendly basis.
Regarding the Scientologists in the room, what are they thinking and what are they doing?
I can only imagine that they're extremely uncomfortable and they're bitter by what they're hearing here, and they're upset because, you know, they feel like they're being trespassed against in some way. These are the people that we're actually trying to help. And they'll be helped someday. Someday they'll just wake up just like I did and say, my God, what was I thinking?
It was mentioned that there is an assumption in the public that celebrities are too smart to fall for certain things. Oh boy. John Travolta, Richard Chamberlain, Shirley MacLaine, Evel Knievel, Lee Merriweather. The list goes on forever and ever. These are celebrities, yes, but they're incredibly dense in certain directions. Earlier this evening, in the last half hour, I've told you about lots of things that sound really silly. How about octopuses that gave rise to our existence on Earth, and we're on a prison planet here? That sounds pretty silly. Oh, that's Scientology, pardon me. That's a religion, too.
Well, the Trapdoor Spiders was as I say, a group of science fiction writers. I was an honorary member, and I attended many of their meetings. And at George O. Smith's house, both times I met Hubbard when he was there. Nobody liked him. In my opinion, Hubbard was an evil man, and a willfully evil man. He knew what he was doing. And I knew John Double Campbell very well, too. And Campbell fell for him. A.E. Van Volks.
It was amazing, yeah, for a while they did, yeah.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
And Campbell always claimed he was healed of his asthma, you know. And he still went around and used this inhaler all the time, you know. Dianetics healed his asthma. Right. Oh, well.